Can we get an update on your various injured and sick players?
Well, Cal's under the weather a little bit, and DeMar's still, hobbling a little bit. Still, not hobbling, but is still a little bit tender. So those are the two. Pat, he went through practice today, so we'll see how he feels.
He did?
Tomorrow. Yes, he did. So. And that's, to me, that's the only. Everybody's nicked up right now. There's nobody in this league that's 100%.
Yeah.
So I think right now is just getting through everything, the little nicks and bumps and bangs and flu or whatever it is. Right now is the most important thing.
DeMar did not practice.
DeMar went through practice, yeah. But, I mean, it wasn't 100%, but he went through practice.
There were a couple guys yesterday. I think Fred said people were pissed off in the room. Norm sort of echoed that without saying pissed off. Does this seem like a breaking point for the team? Or
it's not a breaking point, but you should be upset.
Yeah.
You should be tired of losing. You'd be tired. It's just about having pride in competing. No matter who's out there on the floor, who's hurt, who's healthy, it doesn't matter. It's about being prideful in your approach, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I like that, matter of fact. Let's go out and take it on the opponent. But there's nothing wrong with being upset or teed off, whether it's at the coach or the other, hopefully the other team.
Cory got most of the night off yesterday. You said you spoke to him. His defensive numbers, at least this year, suggest he just hasn't been as effective on that end. Do you have any reason why that is?
I don't know why, what the reasons, and they're really not important. Is again, Cory he's a heart of our team. He's the soul of our team. He's the kind of guy that can affect the game, and he just hasn't been himself. And everybody goes through that. And he has done nothing wrong, but he'll get it back. We have all the faith in the world in Cory's ability, who he is, and what he stands for. He stands for everything that's what's right about this league. And everybody goes through a bad stretch, and that's what we're here for, is try to help him through it.
Are you disappointed at all that you're not going to coach the All-Stars?
Not at all, none whatsoever. I've had my share of that, 2 of them, and so I'm, that's not it. My most important mission right now is get us back on track, get us back in a rhythm, get our chemistry back, get our rotations back intact, and hopefully before the All-Star break. But that's my whole mission right now more than anything else.
Is it tough prepping for Brooklyn because they're kind of like, I don't know how to explain.
No,
they're in last place, but they play hard and they're well coached.
Exactly. No, well, thing about it is, they're just like every team in this league. And I've said this a long time. We don't have the right or the reason to overlook anyone's record. Our margin for error is very small. If we don't come out and participate, compete, and stay focused and have attention to detail and do the things, I don't know how many times I've said that we're in that group. So if you don't defend, don't rotate, are not where you're supposed to be, don't make shots, anybody can be in that group of teams. And I think the East is very balanced. I know the records are different, but talent-wise, the Eastern Conference is pretty close.
I know we've asked variations of this question for the better part of a month now. Can you put your finger on one thing or a couple things where it has kind of twisted or turned here in the last 4 or 5 weeks? I mean, in your mind, has something happened to where it's suddenly just changed in terms of these last 10, 12?
Eric, you take, first of all, injuries are not an excuse. But you take DeMar DeRozan out of your lineup, that's 27 points. That's putting another person in there who's trying to make up some of that, or 2 people in there. So the chemistry, our rhythm is off. And again, our margin for error is very small. And take Patrick out of the mix. So, all those are excuses. We have other good players behind there to fill in those spots. But again, when your chemistry's off, your rhythm's off, you're trying to get guys back in, all those things are a factor. Again, making plays, having guys that are closers in those situations. I think at some point in his career, Norm Powell is going to be a closer, Terrence Ross is going to be a closer, but they've got to get there, and they're not there yet. And those are the crucial points of these close games that we got to make plays, whether they're defensive plays or offensive plays. And but again, you take those, our rhythm is off a little bit and our chemistry's off. But again, those are not excuses; those are facts.
I know you spoke the other day about guys holding each other accountable and communicating more and whatnot. Are you, as a coach, are you a fan of the theory of the players only meeting and closing the door and having to air out grievances or anything like that? I mean, do you buy into that?
Well, again, I've had it. We've done it. We had it in Dallas. We had it in Seattle. Again, the only thing that's really important is what you do out on the court. You know, everyone can talk. We all standing here talking, but productivity is the bottom line. Getting it done on the court is the bottom line, and that's what I'm a fan of more than anything else. And the bottom line is W's. So those are the things that are important, because we can all have our opinion and talk, but getting it done is important, and that's what we got to, again, get everybody healthy. It's not panic time. It's a time to be. It's concern time, because we want to be concerned and make sure we get things back in order together, chemistry-wise. Our organization, what we're doing offensively, organization with our rotations. Before things get out of hand.
You talk about like the dog days of a long season, like pre-All-Star break doldrums and all that. Do you recognize any of that in what's happening?
That's been going on for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I've said that for about 3 weeks. The glazed look, and the guys thinking they're performing, thinking they're going hard, but they're really not. That's been going on all around the league, if you've noticed, with a lot of good teams in the league. But again, you have to find a way to fight through that, to compete through it, to get through it. And again, it's an opportunity with guys being out, being injured. It's an opportunity for young guys like Norm Powell, Terrence Ross, Freddie Van Fleet to step up and have an opportunity to play in this great league.